So, it crashed again. Something. Oh. How it goes. Here we are again. So I plan on making a Druid and Rogue, but I want to farm with my Spiritborn for just a little bit to get a few materials. A little bit. Either way, I have to go into my Necromancer, pull off some gear. Gotta pull off some. Okay. Alrighty then. So, materials might, Flam, whatever. All those items belong to everybody. And you and you. Items, cool. Yep. Godslayer Crown, Fist of Fates, Ring of Starless Skies, all that stuff. Empty out my pockets here. Consumables, I'm at 1.5 billion gold. I have 2,000 Opals. That's fine. And as for my materials, 195 bundled herb, nothing. I don't have any incense, but that's fine. I'll be getting a lot during my travels with my new something or other. I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe the Rogue. I don't know. Rogue, Druid. One of those two. First, 1.5 thousand Obducite. Not really enough to get things done. But I think I have to enter my Spiritborn. It's been a few days since I played with them. No, not really a few days, but I've been doing the Necromancer pretty hardcore. Trying to grind those glyphs. And now this guy needs his gear again. The God of False Death, and it needs some other combination. And Andariel's Visage and the Fists of Fate. Okay, but so I have the countering concealment, boom. And I have the critical hit chance, I think. What do we have? Crit chance. I think I do. Alright. I'm not already super high here. Yeah, I need it. Crit chance. Right there. There you go. Right here is temporary. The Jacinth shell, I think, is Spiritborn only. Class specific gear. So now we have travel, gain crit chance, sure. Countering concealment, everything's fine. Alright, let me go pull out some goodies. We are going to be farming for some supplies for these other characters I'll be making if the stream doesn't crash. Human Thumb. We're going for the maximum life. And no incense right now, I guess. One Chorus of War. Go from there. I've gained 1 level since last I played this guy. Played with this guy. Fine. Everything is... There's dodge chance. Okay, so now I'm trying to get some plants. I'm trying to get the Realmwaker. I'm trying to get some Obducite. Maybe I'll start off with a dungeon. Okay? And the dungeon will give me Obducite plus a chance for a XP shrine, and then I'll go straight into a pit or straight into an Undercity. The Undercity might be the best way, actually. If I do it for the right here, I can do some Undercity for Mythics as well. Summoning items, masterworking materials. That's what we want. And go do a dungeon first. Just one. And it's been a while. It's time to really appreciate this. I was playing with these other classes for a little bit. Ended up feeling kind of weak, you know, perhaps. May hoops. Alright. Give me a second. We're looking for the buffs and treasure chests and so forth. And everything in between. Oh, they're fine. 113 million on that single hit right there. Yes. There we go. So we're going through here, killing the enemies because they have Obducite, potentially. Every single enemy. $1.2 billion damage. But this guy has all of his glyphs at 100. Okay, let's go across. I told you my Spiritborn was good. Well, I told you. Let me get the stuff right here. It's really hard to get the damage up. Keeps on creeping up just a little bit. Bunch of fine-tuning and readjustments, you know? Over time. There you go. $165 million. Let's go this way. $307 million. Look at all that beautiful Obducite. I gotta make sure I have enough Obducite to cover for 2 characters' full set of gear. That's a lot. You know what I mean? We'll see. And I'd like to save this boss summoning stuff for future characters so that they can farm the boss themselves, you know? They have to farm the boss to get the good gear. Targeted gear, targeted drops, you know? To get specific pieces of gear. Yeah. We tried that, and now I'm going to do a tribute. Do a tribute right now. Or whatever, Undercity. I have a bunch of these that offer mythic uniques as a potential bonus, but then I have a bunch of other ones that have the Masterwork bonus. Let's do the Masterwork bonus for a little bit. I'll open up my own Undercity. Okay, Undercity. We're doing the Tribute of Radiance. I think what the heck it is. It's the Tribute of Refinement for Masterworking. Tribute of Refinement. Bring tributes. I have tributes. Repeat runs. Exploration. No. Farming is yep, farming. Done. Now I'm just going to wait 2.5 seconds. 1,000. 1,000. 0.5. Well, they had their chance to join me, didn't they? I'm going in right now. I'm doing an Undercity for some Obducite for my new characters of yore. Let me hurry up here. Alright, all the way down. Yes, sir. So I just gotta jump on him, basically. F-44. Where are you? Bada boom. It sure was nice playing with this guy. This is my fast one. You see, it's like it's grouping up all the enemies, you know? It's really nice for clearing a dungeon. Girl, you know it's true. Yeah. Mission completed. Way over here. There's a goblin, maybe. I saw a white thing. Yeah, just trying to knock this out. I don't think someone can join while I'm in the dungeon. But right afterwards, you know? Yeah. I should tell people in the chat, in the in-game chat, and say, hey, check the party finder. Yes, sir. Party finder is awesome. Especially for boss runs. Right here. The Grand Spirit Beacon of Europe. Yeah, this Undercity thing is pretty streamlined, pretty nice, you know. I think it's cool. We're almost at rank 4 out of 4 for the rewards. Now I'll just make my way toward the exit. We should be good to go. Okay. Even though there is XP. Fine. And now for the boss. Yep, and I'll do it again. Yay. I believe I can do stuff. Let's go see how many materials we got. Oh yeah. I didn't really see. I didn't really see. Eat right afterwards a person joins the party. The second it's open. You know? Fail adventure. Fail one. Kratos. Yeah. You take the high road, now take the low road. Sir. We're doing it. Yeah, spread out. There you go. Good. Nice chunk. All this extra time. I'm taking the thorough route, you know. There we go. But I cleaned up everything else. And now he's got to head toward the exit. It's done. Yeah, baby. Well done. Like a true warrior.
Well done.
All the stuff. Yeah. That was a nice chunk of Obducite. I think it might be better than doing the Horde. Huh? Wait until this guy's out. There he is. Immediately. Taking too long. Do 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 do. Taking too. All right. For the power of riboflavin. And hurry up. Yes. Fine. Fine. It's all worth points. Gotta be here for the greater afflicted. Gotta get this stuff for a second. Other points over here. I'm going back. Going back. Yes. All done. Oh. The treasured goblin. Yay. A bunch of stuff. Not quite sure how much we got though. A certain amount. Obducite. Going to do it again though. I have to do it again. Fine. I'm doing it alone. So now I'm doing another Undercity, but this one's going to be for the mythic items. It's going to have a tighter time window. You're starting off with only 45 seconds. But I have to get pretty much everything I can real quickly. All those guys that have the time. Actually easier alone. Basically, if I'm alone, I can do this one. If there's somebody else in the party, I'll do the other one. Other one, the refinement Undercity provides material for the whole group. The whole group gets rewards, but this version is only for the person that paid for it, i.e. me. People can do it, and they'll get some other reward, like the loot at the end, but they won't get the extra weird mythic item. Gotta be careful here with the time. Alright, we're good. Come on. Awesome. "14 seconds. Back up to 28. You guys have extra time on them. That dude. Come on. Just timing that structure there. That's good enough. Maybe. Usually I'm done with the whole thing with more than enough time and map to spare. Problem is going too fast and then you don't have enough kills in the final floor to hit the final reward tier, but there's still plenty of time. But in this one, because it's a higher reward, the time window is much shorter, so it's harder. That last map I was doing several times in a row was relatively easy, and I was with somebody else. We were spreading out. You know. Oh, guys. A minute remaining. It's perfectly good. Go all the way over here. Oh boy. And then oh baby. And there you go. Whoa, we're at 3 out of 4, you see? Almost done. Almost done. Now it's gotta skip on down to the exit. Easy peasy. See, we're all done now. I can figure out which way to go. Oh. I think it's over here. Here it is. Talk about imaginary XP, you know? Oh, yes. I did it. Now wish me luck. There might be a mythic. Whoa! Thank you for whoever out there wish me luck. Oh no. Isn't that great? Print screen? Too late now. I got a mythic, baby. Baby. And hail. Was gonna write hail, but there's no time. Time to hip, hop, and hit it. Did good, my teammate left. Well, this is another material version. I thought I was going to be with a teammate, but they left. That's fine. I'm really doing this for material. So I can alternate between these two different types of undercities. You know? Between the one that provides the mythic item and the one that doesn't. I think it's like a really good chance. I think maybe I get those tributes from fighting other bosses. They're just really rare. Pretty much like another role for a mythic. But it's really about the sparks. It's not so much about the item. It's about the chance to craft another item. Right there. Beautiful, lead all the way across. All the way down. Yes. What we gotta do. I think I have 4 sparks. Yeah. We go all the way around this whole place. But there is XP in this whole situation. Those pale coins are important to farm from the reinforcement companion XP whenever I do stuff. I see a treasure goblin right there. Oh my gosh. Got him. Awesome. See, these normal enemies are worth the reward tier treasure progress bar as well, or they add toward the progression of the treasure reward tier. Fill up the bar there, that blue bar below the mini map. That's what I'm trying to fill up here. See, boom, it's almost filled up. Now I just dash towards the exit, and as I dash toward the exit, it's going to fill up all by itself. I think this is the exit right here. That sound is me filling up the progression bar. Alright, my XP is currently at 416.554 million. Okay, this is a snake boss. I'm actually pretty strong these days, you know what I mean? Pretty strong these days. I'm gonna pop right out, see if anybody joins me. If they don't join me, I'll go ahead and do another one of those mythic ones. What's it called? I don't know. Looks like I'm alone, so I'm going back. Doing one of these. I think that's my last one. Oh boy. See if I get another one. And then after this, I'll go and do the pit. Or sorry, not the pit, but the horde. Or the Obducite. I'm trying to prepare for new creation here. I just took another herb, Opal. And I should do a Realmwaker. I have to make sure I farm these mats. Get this corner over here. Oh boy. Alright, let me go over here, free shaking. Knock out both of these at the same time. I have been empowered by the spirits. Alright. We're not done here. We're not done here. 30 seconds, come on. Okay, good. Got the timer. Back up to 41 seconds. Alright. 25 seconds. And 20 seconds. Let's go. Back up to 30. These guys are worth a lot of time. All these guys on the mini-map that have the hourglass next to their face. All of those guys. I'm gonna go all the way down back here and get some extra time. Like this guy right here, he has a lot of time on him. 15 seconds. All these guys, a whole lot of time. Back up to 49 seconds. Come on. I think we're good here. Another 5 seconds. Alright, 42 seconds. I want to keep that thing above 40 or above 30. Usually in these little cul-de-sacs there's some afflicted enemy, but not right now. We have 37 seconds. I don't know if there's any timer dudes here in this brazier. Okay, now get out of here. 19 seconds. And back up to 30. But now we're good. And now the timer is done. And we dash toward the exit. Mm-hmm. Pow, pow, boom. Yes. A lot of damage. Here we go. Nope. No cigar. That's a bunch of stuff. No cigar. Right now I'll do the Horde of the Infernal variety. I'll be breaking down everything. Wait. Yeah. Another spark in the bag. Okay, well, there's a Realmwaker. Let's go to the Realmwaker first. The ruins of Kara Isu. No incense. We've got 40 seconds. Spike brew. I'm back to my Spiritborn. I'll be making another character. But in preparation for that, I'm collecting some material. This is my fast dude, you know what I mean? There's an event popping up over here. I don't have time for this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello. Hello. Yes. I'll be doing this right here for another Opal. And then I'll be doing a Horde for more Obducite. Patriot, V for Vendetta, and what else? Civil War. 2024. I wonder how that movie did. That movie came and went and got no attention. That Civil War movie? Oh yes, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Yes. And the Penguin. Yeah. There you go. Immediately. But tomorrow you're flying somewhere there, Mike? I want to ask you what's going on? What's happening? The Treasure Goblin. I've been to many airports in my life because I was in the Army for 14 years. I really enjoy the airport experience. Especially if you show up nice and early, you know? And you have your ticket, everything's good to go. You know what I mean? You're all prepared, you have your little Sudoku puzzles and whatever. Still some time, you got a book. You know what I mean? All that nonsense in preparation. And there's usually a little food court, a bookstore. It's usually my time to buy another book is at the airport. My favorite airport? I don't know. It's been a long time, but I've been through a couple times that have the weird monorail thing, like a nice little transit system, or the kind that have the pedestrian walkways. Those are pretty cool. I've been through, you know, a bunch of them. It's been a long time since, over 10 years, you know what I mean? Over 10 years since I've been on a plane. Or maybe about 10 years. Yeah. It's been about 10 years. It's all a blur now. Okay, well, I have lots of memories, like the things I just told you. I have little blips of memories, but I can't associate them with any given location. You know what I mean? I know my own airport in Fresno is pretty okay. I'm trying to picture the darn food court or anything. Okay, as in there's memories attached to it, but it's not really a good place. Like there's the Dallas Fort Worth DFW. There's names I recall, but I recall, you know, like you're walking through, there's a windows, a white bench, there's a fast walkway, and then a little courtyard, a very nice open food court area at the end of a long pedestrian walkway with glass and some white benches and everything. Is somewhere. I've been through that airport a few times. Not quite sure which one it is. So it's one of the major ones because I've been through it quite a bit. Were people standing and clapping? Yes, they were. I've had that happen several times. A bunch of people clapping when you leave the plane. Yep. That's happened a few times. I was treated like a hero for a while. And usually these civilians that work around these military things, they treat you like you're the champion of champions. You know what I mean? I'm honored to be in your presence, sir. I'm honored to stand and breathe your same air. You know what I mean? Like all the weird volunteers and civilians that work in the I'm forgetting acronyms. It's been such a long time. All the airports have them. Like every airport has a little spot for military people. Okay? And they give you free popcorn, and they give you free little coffee and snacks. They give you free stuff. And they say thank you with tears in their eyes. And I say, ma'am, my honor to defend this nation. I sat in the chair, yes. I mean, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous chair. It's a dangerous chair. And usually I was the only one doing my job. I was alone. I had an office. I was the network guy, you know? But just picture this. You have a compound, it's safe, but outside the compound it's dangerous, and that's where all the bad stuff happens. And people leave the wire all the time, and their vehicle gets blown up from IEDs and so forth and so on. But I was in an aviation unit for quite a while, like 2 units back to back was aviation, you know? And then I was in another airborne unit, and then I was in an infantry unit. You know what I mean? But in every situation, it was a headquarters. But it's obviously a prime target, or it's the main operations center for an aviation unit, you know, with a bunch of helicopters. So if I ever did leave the wire, it was via helicopter, and I did leave the wire quite a few times. On a Black Hawk or something, you know what I mean? Or a Chinook, between fobs and so forth, and it's sort of dangerous. They shoot out the flares, and there could be RPGs and whatnot, and every so often you get wind of indirect fire. The klaxon goes off, and you have to go down to the bunker, the cement bunker, with your helmet and your vest on, and you wait for like an hour, and then they send the all clear. You know, there's some sort of vague Iron Dome system outside of these major installations, but these guys still try with their mortar, and it's bad mortar, so it just shoots somewhere, but sometimes it works, and sometimes there's a vehicle-borne IED, you know, where a vehicle blows up, and it's happened in some other spot where they thought that they were safe, but the vehicle blew up right outside of the dining facility, and everybody got messed up, and or not alive, you know, and it can happen at any time, and you're working next to a bunch of usually, in these installations, you're working right next to people from the local populace. You know what I mean? Within the domain of what you're doing, within the footprint of going here and there, and this building and that building, and this building and that building, and that operation center, and that headquarters, and that. In between, there's restrooms, and there's little stores, and there's little concessions, and other things, and a laundry facility, and a dining facility, and all kinds of stuff, so forth and so on. And a lot of that is ran by humans that are not in the military. It's ran by people from the local population. Not many people know about this, actually. It's really weird. I was like, huh, well, what do you know? Not many people know about this, you know? Not many people know about this. All the inner working nitty-gritty of a deployment, you know, is done by a bunch of civilians that hire a bunch of local people or people from a third country, like Sri Lanka. Okay? And they pay them hardly anything. Like 25 cents or something. Or something. An hour. Ooh, wait a minute. I gotta leave the group. Leaving the party. Come here. Not like it's whatever. Okay? And they have to live out there in the boonies on the base, and they're escorted wherever they go, and they're under Supreme Watch and everything. But then some of them aren't under Supreme Watch, you know? The ones that are shipped in. So imagine this. You have a just imagine you have this company called Halliburton or Kellogg Brown and Root or something, and it goes around to other places saying, hi there, would you like a job? Just sign this and then hop on our boat plane, you know what I mean? And yep, sign here, 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 and now they're stuck for months to a year, like on a military deployment in a hostile environment under supreme control, and they're treated like prisoners. And they wear blue jumpsuits, and you know, they get paid nothing. And it's ran by some civilians, you know, like a civilian will be like walking around like a manager. So the dining facility was ran by a civilian, you know, it was a civilian operation, and they purposely got a bunch of expensive stuff like the steak and lobster and good donuts and stuff like that, and fruit and all kinds of amazing things, because they're getting paid for it or something, but they're getting some money off the top. Really weird and terrible. But Black Rock. I'm saying it's dangerous because well, you have those people, and a lot of them are just hating life. They're just hating it, you know. Because I know this because I was on a little security detail at the dining facility, where you have to go around and check on these people with your with your weapon at the low ready. You know, walking around with your M4 feed. Walking around, you know. I think we had M16s because our unit wasn't a real unit. You know, we weren't like an infantry unit. But, you know, it's threatening, I guess. Get back to work. Stop sitting in the shade. But of course, sir. Are you happy? Are you happy? Smiles. Alright, get back to work. But then there's the other people, you see. Every day they let a bunch of people in from the local population. It's like a deal, you know, where they... Would you like to sell your wares on our base? They let the people sell their wares on the base. Can you imagine? It'd be like if the Empire showed up in Star Wars. Like the Empire shows up to Tatooine. You know, ships and everything. And they say, hi there, local populace. Would you like to walk in our secure compound after we check your eyeballs, your retina scan, your fingerprints, and fill out this paperwork? No big deal. We'll check your car with mirror. You can drive your car inside. No problem. Let's just check our mirrors, check the thing, drive through this little container. Alright, you're good to go. Have fun selling your carpet. And your cologne. And your bootleg DVDs. And your bootleg headphones. You know? So you'd have these concession areas with a bunch of local national LNs. Local people from the like right outside the wire where all the things are happening, you know, where all the things are happening, and then there's people, there's a little concession area. That's all vaguely dangerous. It's all vaguely dangerous. And I had a job at one point where I had to leave. You know, like I said, I was usually the only person doing my specific job, which was a very important job. It was the computers, you know. In Garrison, it was computers and software and updates and the network and IP addresses and setting up new laptops and setting up military cell phones and anything that had sort of communications and email, like military email, and coordinating with all that and getting the encryption. But then in the war environment, it's radios, you know, and weird, crazy, expensive, tall, amazing cameras that can see in the dark. They're on a big old crane in the middle of nowhere. You know, go check on the camera, it's not working. Go wake up so-and-so, you know? They say, hey, the camera's not working. I was like, it's snowing. Yeah, they said to wake you up. You gotta go check on the camera. And then I have to go out there all by myself. Like usually I'm all by myself. You know, a little in either a gator or a little van, or walking with horribly sensitive equipment, the encryption, or some weird thing on my way towards some important thing in a dangerous environment. And sometimes I have to climb something. Sometimes I have to climb on top of something, you know, to go check on some antenna or some line of sight situation. And I can see over the wire, like, there's the wall, and I'm over the wall, you know? They're playing soccer, and there's a bunch of sheep. You know what I mean? Hey, look, it's that time of the day. You hear that chanting on the loudspeaker? That whole thing. So, plus, you don't really have stuff, you know? You no longer have access to, like, reality is the main issue. It's more of a psychological problem, you know? It's more of a psychological issue. You're sort of cut off from reality. there's stuff, but you don't have like normal TV. You don't have good internet. You have a little spot you can go to that's a half a mile down the road. You have to walk there sometimes and whatever, and there's a bunch of local people. And all the TCNs that got off work, all the Sri Lankan people, are filling the call centers, you know, and you have to wait in line, call home. And then you have a little internet room, and the internet is slower than dial-up because they have some weird satellite connection with a bunch of ports. You know what I mean? They're using some weird satellite connection with a bajillion ports, and you sign in and you have to wait your turn, and then you could sort of browse the internet a little bit to catch up on things. But it's always after the fact, you know? I deployed during the Hannah Montana era. Yes, you usually have a calling card of some variety. You have to have a calling card. Some sort of international calling card, otherwise it doesn't work. You know? You have phones everywhere, but you have to use a international calling card. You dial some number. Hope it works. Then you have a bunch of... You have 300 minutes remaining. You know? You're not getting your call. Doo, doo, doo. And basically the way it works is it doesn't matter what time it is on your side. I'm calling you and you're waking up. You know? Because I don't always get the time to call. Now there's a stupid phone. So usually people on the other end of the situation are on lockdown. You know? They're waiting for that call. Oh my gosh, I missed the phone call. You know? While they're cheating on you. You're just watching. Duty come a knocking. Right here.
Good. I found a promising ore deposit and could use some help mining.
Yeah, I'm doing this Tree of Whispers in the background. Yeah, so you're cut off from things, and usually there's a store, you know. Like I mentioned, there's a bunch of stores and concessions and stuff, but it's always weird. It's always weird stuff, you know what I mean? It's always weird. They'll have a selection of... It's sort of like going to a gas station, and that's all you have. But with a smaller selection of items. It's like a gas station's, oh look, they got like a bag of chips. Hey, they got a bag of chips. Usually it's Pringles. And now you're stuck with Pringles for a year. You know what I mean? And you wish, man, I wish I had some Doritos. So then you call home and say, can you send me some Doritos? And these luxury items such as these snacks. Usually people ask for snacks in their care packages. Because you can't get it. Or you spend a bunch of money on Amazon for a bunch of snacks. Bunch of amazing snacks. And they're treated like gold. But dude, you got some of those? Oh my gosh. Twizzlers Pull and Peel? You have Twizzlers Pull and Peel? Yes, Mike. So it's like a psychological thing, and it's sort of like you're waiting for something to happen, like you're waiting to go back home, and it's a very long time. It's like jail, but it's like a job. But believe it or not, a deployment is sometimes easier and more relaxed than garrison environment because you're given some sort of space to live that you can make your own, and it's usually some sort of weird trailer, like it's a shipping container that they turn into a room. Basically, imagine a train shipping container that is with a door on the side and an air conditioner and some inside wall stuff. to make it seem like it's not a shipping container in a nice grid where the people live. That's usually how it is. Or it's a bunch of places made with wood. You know? You get your own trail. No, you have to share it with somebody else. So usually you share it with somebody else. You know? Or if you're unlucky, it's 4 people to a room. Just imagine, because you can fit bunk bed on the right, bunk bed on the left. So imagine you have a shipping container with a bunk bed on the right, bunk bed on the left, a small little fridge, a small little TV. You know, everybody tries to get their fridge and their TV and their microwave. Oh, there is no seat. There's a public bathroom. Down, you have to leave your, there's like a public thing, you know, and a public shower thingy, but not really. It's like an individual stall with cold water, warmed by the sun, or some weird thing. You don't have your own bathroom. Oh, at one point, I had a really good barracks deployed. It was a good one. It had a larger room. I still shared it with other people, but they had a nice bathroom down the hallway. At least they had like running water and everything. Not the kind that you have to pump with your foot. And sometimes you end up with endless care packages from random people. You know what I mean? And you're treated pretty well when you interact with civilians. You know what I mean? And halfway through, you get given this 4-day R&R thing. Like halfway through your deployment, you're usually given some sort of 4-day R&R. Get sent somewhere else, like usually it's Cutter, you know? And they have sand dunes with green apple hookah, whatever. Sand dunes, or you get to go to, I did it. I went to the mall in some spot in Cutter. You want to go on the mall tour? You want to go on the sand dunes? You want to do this? Yes. And then you do it. Well, yeah, 4 days. And they give you one drink. Drink your drink. And people are... You have like one glass of wine, one beer. And because everybody hasn't had beer in a whole year, everyone gets kind of tipsy. Or the Reese's Pieces. Alright, so now, back to the game. Tree of Whispers is complete. And also, sometimes you're around a bunch of other people, other nations, the coalition force, and they all have their weapons, you'll have your weapons, you know? It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because in Garrison, you're walking around all day long, you know? And in Horde time, you always have your weapon in front of you, flung, as you're walking. A gigantic weapon. Some people have a darn machine gun, M249, walking around. Officers have a pistol on their hip, holstered and obvious right there, you know? Everybody has weapons. And sometimes you go down to the international dining facility and everybody has weapons, or you're like facing each other. It's kind of funny. Sometimes you have to go through another gate, and some other country is like the gate guard. Mongolians with them. Mongol controlled the gate, and we would bring them apple or something. Here's a bag of Skittles, buddy. Are you having a good day, Miles? And what I'm saying is sometimes easier than Garrison is because in Garrison it's all about preparing for deployment, you know, preparing, so they're trying to make sure you're on your toes. But then when you're there, it's real, and it's time. There's no more preparation. And it's, hey, we're here and we're all in the suck together. This sure sucks, right? You know what I mean? Like how often you get to take a shower and where it is and the water's cold and all this stuff. You know, everybody's experiencing the same sort of hardship, so they're no longer as hard on you. As long as they're doing the right thing. It's all good spirits. You know, everyone's buddy-buddy suddenly. Super suddenly. All the mean people are now nice. Who knows why? I have no idea why. Yeah, it's weird. Walking around, and you're thinking, man, at any moment this thing could just pop off. Because everybody in this thing has weapons. Everybody in this entire building. You know, and there's like opposing forces. Well, at one point there's an issue with Germany. Like something happened politically, and Germany was mad at America, and they wouldn't let people in their dining facility at one point. And some other thing, but then they got over it. And it was kind of weird for a bit. Kind of weird for a bit. And you have to carry some people's well, some units make you carry a battle load or something like that. You have to carry an extra magazine somewhere on your person, in your cargo pocket, you know, or in your little leg pocket or some weird spot. You have to have an extra magazine, and it's heavy and it sucks. Sucks. You feel bad for the machine gun dudes. They're not really machine guns. They're squad automatic weapons. I guess they are machine guns, actually. Machine gun requires 2 people to operate. Bandolier time. So, it is like sitting at a desk. If you had to, like, build the desk in the middle of the jungle with snakes and stuff like that, you know? And, like, it's up to you whether or not you're gonna die. It's sort of a problem with the military, you know? If you do anything in the civilian sector, death isn't really on the table. You know what I mean? Like on a roller coaster, you can fall asleep and you're fine. You know? If that was a military roller coaster, you have to secure yourself, and with a complicated latch system, with a suit that you had to prepare yourself that ties into it, and if it's not done correctly, it doesn't attach. You know? And then you have to press something at the right time, otherwise everybody behind you dies. Is how it would work if it was a military roller coaster. You know? Because it's optimized for weight. Yeah, it weighs less. You know? Like a military plane is very loud. You have to wear earplugs because the inside walls don't exist because it weighs too much. Oh no! The inside walls of the plane are removed. It's just bare paneling and like weird pokey parts and weird, like, the framework of the plane. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've seen the inside of a plane like on a movie, like on Mission Impossible. There's no inside, and it's very loud. You have to yell. So where are we going? You know? It hurt. You get hearing damage. And the air pressure problem of being in a plane with it's non-pressurized. It's a non-pressurized cabin. You know? Non-pressurized, cold, and loud, and pokey. And the seats are weird webbing that you pull from the side and you kind of just sit in it. And it barely, and it's designed for maximum capacity. So it's, just imagine the walls of the plane having tiny seats as wide enough as a person can sit that kind of collapse from the side, you know? And then a bunch of other rows wedged up in there, and everybody has to have their gear like in their lap and at their feet, so you can't move. And it's just jam-packed. And some planes, they make you wear your helmet. Now put your helmets on. Here's the chaplain. I'm gonna wish you good luck on your journey. It's all dark. There's a flashing red light sometimes. What year is it? Don't worry. And then when you get to the destination, you have to kind of like shuffle out all fast. And follow instructions and wait and just stand there for an hour. You know what I mean? Woo-wee. Then when it's done, you gotta stand there for an hour. And everybody stand there. In tight little rows and wait for instruction. Now follow me. Everybody has to walk all fast. With all your gear. Then quickly load your gear into a big old truck. Alright, form a line! It turns into a job all of a sudden. All of a sudden people start running around, forming a conga line to load up this truck. Because that is now the job that we have to do. Alright, everybody form a line to unload the... you know? But it is nice. I'm telling you so many details about the whole process. People don't realize. You know? So, you're there, you get down, you do the job, and then it's just chill for a bit. Alright, everybody just hang around for a bit, because they don't know what's going on. The leadership, they're waiting for the next step. They're waiting for the next time window. Or for someone to be available with the keys for the thing. You know? And then, everybody loads on these buses, and then you ride for a long time, all sandwiched up in there after waiting, and it's all organized, and you file in. Single file, it's all organized, and right, it's all nice and neat. So all the training that you've done your whole life up to that point of how to file information, like to go from a big block to a single file line, all this trained stuff that is now coming in handy, because now you can take a big group of people and load up a bunch of buses really quick. And then you get to some sort of barracks area in the middle of nowhere. And they say, go get your bunk and come back at 1700 for, go ahead and unpack and wait for further instruction. Dining facilities open at 1700. And then you have another information. They say, okay, we have 2 days here in this little compound until we have to get back on the thing and then head to the next destination. So until then, here's the recreation center, here's the dining facility, here's the store, here's the thing, and here's the phone center. You know, just whatever. Make sure that you tell your leadership where you're going and whatever. Goodbye. And now you have 2 days of doing whatever the heck you want to do. And it's nice. There's no weird formations. You're walking around with your friends, with your weapons, and you're getting... because now everybody has money. Everybody's rich all of a sudden. Everybody's wealthy and rich. You see, you're getting paid a ton of money for the hazardous duty and all kinds of stuff. And there's no other bills right now. You're walking around buying smoothies, and you're getting some snacks for later. Oh, I'll get this book. And then usually people are hanging out in their little bunk, and they're reading a book or something, and they're kind of relaxing. You know? And like repacking their stuff and going over what they gotta do for later, and then meeting up with their bosses to go over the next thing, and it's all very nice and easy. And then when you get to your final destination, that's when the work begins. For all the peons, they just have to wait for further instructions, and they go straight to their room, and they wait, and they unpack, and they talk, and they joke, you know. And then the leadership is in some room discussing the compound and the area and the future missions, you know. And the main leadership is usually someplace else coordinating with some other nearby agency. You know what I mean? Well, I am coordinating with whoever else is there with the signal capacity to find out where do we get the IP addresses from? Where are the flimflams? What is the phone extension? All the important stuff. Where's the data ports and so forth? Then I have to usually run new stuff and to set up new TVs, and I have to set up all the computers and all the workstations, you know. But I'm all organized, so it's nice. Like, everything's in preparation for that, and my mind's all about that for a while now, so it's nice and chill. So I have to take the big old stack of laptops and set up everyone's workstation with their monitors and all the weird electronics that has to be set up in the radios. And, you know, the main radio and the radio power supply configured to the right thing with the radio check and the antenna on the roof. All kinds of stuff. And usually I'm the only one working. You know, when we first get there, I'm like the only guy working because everybody else is waiting for something else. You know, everybody else is waiting for something else. I'm the only guy working. They're just sitting there. You need some help with that? You need some... Oh, I got it. Whatever. I gotta doing what they do. I'm getting in the way. I got a game plan, baby. But then, so usually for the first couple of days, I'm like staying up late. I have a weird schedule, you know. I do it until it's done and nice and secure. And I make sure that everything's all labeled. Everybody can print, and everything's good to go. I have little help. I print out a little help guide and I tape it to things and say, this is how you press the green button and wait for 3 seconds. You know? That whole thing. Everything's fine. Then I usually hang out for a bit. I'm like right in there with the leadership, you know what I mean? Because I'm usually like standing right there with a cup of coffee in the back of the room with all the bigwigs. Because it's equal. Communication's really important with how things work. Oh my gosh. You have to have these capabilities set up, and sometimes you have to, you know. Much of communications works based upon distance and line of sight. And if something is behind a hill or something, you have to have some other station set up on top of the hill or around the corner. Otherwise it doesn't work. Or you have to have some bridge point because the distant point's too far away. That's usually what happens. So then people end up having to live in some little building just to man some radios. That's usually how it works. It's amazing. And then every hour they have to do a radio check and fill out some little piece of paper. And you tell them, do the radio check every hour. Any station this night, any station this night. This is the radio check over. Shimmer, this is Shimmer. I'm reaching the Charlie Hobby. I'm the guy said, and that's your entire job. There are some people, their entire job is to keep track of the messages and the calls on the radio and the status of things and update a bunch of boards and make sure that communication's going on. That's a whole different job. That's not my job. Above the cold line. There's a cold line in Alaska. You don't want to go above the cold line. Alright. I'm over here getting some plants. So here's something interesting. So usually, after setting everything up And it's a lot of stuff. I'm telling you, even the microwave, because it plugs in. You see what I mean? Because there's a power strip behind the wall, and that's where all the other wires are. So, you know, after setting everything up and making sure it works, and there's usually some complicated systems, usually involving cameras and some other weird stuff. Okay? Bunch of weird stuff. Once it all works, it works. And it requires not that much maintenance. Okay? As long as you're up to date with all the updates and everything, and you're sort of staying ahead of the power curve and making sure that everything is all good to go, there's no reason why anything should ever even break. You know? But things break. Usually people want something that they're not supposed to have or something. You know? They want something. Or something like that. So, there's a lot of responsibility, you know, and it's semi-dangerous. You're in some weird environment with a bunch of weapons and bombs, and it's hot, and, you know, it's just a weird environment. Psychologically, no matter what you're doing. Of course, you could be up to your neck in mud, you know, with a knife in your teeth, low crawling. I lost your ear last week, gutting people with a bayonet. I'm sure that does wonders to your psychological state. But so does everything I just said. It's a weird situation. It's very much like a video game. It's almost exactly like whatever. I'm not doing it right now, but usually whatever I'm doing in a survival game is sort of what I'll be doing if it was in the army. That's what it's all about. It's building up some sort of base and improving it over time and getting the communications up and working and whatever. Telling you. Much of the time in the garrison environment, when you're going to work, doing stuff, okay? Most of the stuff, it's every so often you have a sort of practice environment, a training situation. You go to the field, you know, some places go to the field once a month, sometimes at least once a year, a big one, you know, a big one where you're gone for a whole month. Crazy stuff. Sometimes just a couple days. But either way, the whole idea is that we will now act like we're going to war from scratch, meaning we're choosing this weird spot in the middle of nowhere, and that's our footprint, and we have to act like we're going to war. So we have to get our operations center, like all of our office stuff, now has to be set up in the field, in the mud, using our weird army stuff. We have tents, and we have camouflage nets, and we have poles, and all weird plastic tables and laptops and all kinds of weird stuff for the field. And we have radios and all kinds of weird stuff and things and mats and chairs. Right? All that stuff. It's like you have to set it up from scratch. Like it's 1772, Lewis and Clark expedition. All right, we're going to stop here for the night. You know, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of tents. Like that. Really interesting. Setting up a bunch of tents. Everybody gets a tent. This is the dining facility tent, you know. This is the operations center tent outside of the Flim Flam. And sometimes it ties into vehicles. Sometimes there's really good tents with things going on. It turns into a nice operations center with a big bulletin board with screens, sometimes projection screens. Really, but you're in the field and it's muddy and dirty and it's interesting with a bunch of cables and stuff. You're running cables, you know, from the back of the truck and loading things up, clean it when it goes back in. Everything's in a weird sort of container. Open the container and everything has a little pouch. Like the antenna, it's a big old bag. You open up the bag and it's a bunch of poles, a certain way you put it away, little rings and so forth, and die assembly ropes, and you have to tie it down. So it's an interesting sort of video gamey sort of situation. Whenever you establish a footprint, at the very least, the radio situation and the power. You have a generator of some situation, and if you tie it in, you know, gotta put up a 30-foot antenna, 20-something foot antenna. Ridiculous. Pull up this rope, tie it down with his guy lines, and you secure it. And people are like sitting there looking at you. You know? They're just looking at you. Got the radio up yet?
Not a bad tool. Oh, shiny. Well, there's something. All finished, are you?
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. 1 second. You're the man, buddy. Good job with that radio situation. Band of Brothers. The Ross and Rachel. Lieutenant so-and-so.
It is done.
So, lieutenants are different than enlisted, okay? It's a whole different beast. And it's acknowledged. It's a really weird class system, and you're not even supposed to talk to them. It's weird. It's called fraternizing. You're not supposed to like be chummy with officer to enlisted. You know, you call them sir, and you salute them, and they salute you back. But you have to salute them, even if you're the sergeant major of the army and the lowest ranked lieutenant walks in the room. That sergeant major of the army has to stand up, lock up into the position of attention, and salute him and say, "Good morning, sir." You know. And then the lieutenant has to say, as you were, sergeant major of the army. That works. Usually there's some respect thrown around the room. But that doesn't really happen. But that does happen. You know? But, that David Ross guy in that show, he was an officer. And usually they don't they're looked down upon by enlisted because the perception is that they don't really understand how the inner workings of anything really works. They're sort of like a manager overseeing things, making demands, sort of, because they made promises, almost political. They're sort of the face of the company, and they get the credit for it, and they make the master plan or the mission statement of your organization. But then the enlisted guys, all the enlisted guys, even the super duper high ranking dudes, they're the ones that have to really devise a plan on how to make it work logistically as well. Like, where are you getting the resources from? Who are you coordinating with? At what time are you meeting up with the people? What soldiers are you bringing? You know, everything, every little detail about everything. What vehicle, have you already signed out the vehicle from the dispatch? Make sure you coordinate with like every little tiny detail about what can happen. Okay, well, the motor pool's closed. Sorry, sir, couldn't make it happen. No, that means you have to contact another. You have to find out how to make it happen. The whole model of NCOs, of the sergeant enlisted non-commissioned officer, is NCOs make it happen, you know? And officers just call the shots, you know what I mean? And don't really understand. So, the sergeant gets stressed out because he has to fulfill the wishes of his officer, you know? And make it be really good and slick without going too far beyond what was asked for. Because that wasn't the mission. The mission was to do something, you know? Sometimes it's vague instruction, and the officer doesn't really do anything. It's vague guidance. That's why they're not liked as much, because if you have a really good enlisted sergeant guy in charge, they know how to do everything. It's just now the officer is telling them what sort of flavor that they want it. Like, okay, so we got the mission. We're gonna be training up with these helicopters. Let's make sure it's good. Training range. Is it good now? Alright, how's it looking out there, Sergeant? Alright, keep it up. You're doing great. How's the training going? We got the mission coming up at 1400. That's great. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Like that. Like, it's like being in charge of a manager in charge of McDonald's. Like, what are you really doing? You're like a regional manager making sure that the manager is doing their job. Alright, make sure you sell those hamburgers now. You think? Yeah, chain of command. You think? Yeah. And the difference here is that the officers are of a higher class of person. Okay? They're a higher class of being. Because they went to college. They're clean cut. They speak proper. They look like politicians. They call each other by the first name. Meanwhile, the average enlisted person looks like they work in a garage. They look like a weird mechanic, you know? Like a space marine. The average enlisted person looks like a space marine, okay? Like a weird, kind of angry, tough person. And the average officer looks like a slightly optimistic, well trained and polished politician. Kind of run the calculations of the permutations of the Paragon board there, Mike. Well, you know. I mean, maybe meaningful. Perhaps meaningful permutations? You know what I mean? Like meaningful permutations? Because, and by permutation, you know, individual configurations of those different dots. I understand. But meaningful, because essentially you could say, this is, you could say, like exactly how many builds there are, but not individual permutations. For example, permutation 1, permutation 2, you know, like the points right there, the point right here does nothing. The point over here is needed because this is a dexterity within this field that gives myself more Stormfeather potency. Like this one over here does nothing. Over here is something. Like everything is here for a reason, otherwise it doesn't work. But there could be a different configuration. There's different, for example, there's like a 9 or 10 different boards, you know? And there's this many glyphs as very basic essence. There's this many glyphs, and there's like 10 or so different Paragon boards, and every board can only have one glyph. You can only have 5 boards attached to each other, but every board can be rotated. And you have a set number of points to dig a path based upon your Paragon level, and it goes up to 300. But I think it probably overflows because you start off with a certain amount, like 20 or so. So 320 points to dig through these pathways. The boards can rotate, 10 boards or so, that many glyphs, yada yada. And you don't need to dig out here, but it's nice to have the rare and magic spots. Like all these little spots right here. And it's not that complicated, as you can see. There's just a glyph socket, legendary node, and then the rare and magic stuff. And usually there is a grouping of rare and magic next to the glyph socket, you see? Glyph socket, rare and magic. Glyph socket, rare and magic. Glyph socket, rare and magic. Then there's another set of rare and magic away from that. See? There's another set. So this right here is local. This right here is distant. This right here is local, and these guys are distant. This is local. These are distant. And this right here, these two are local, you see? In that red radius, and these guys over here are distant. I've chosen to not dig toward these. So it's really about, do you want to dig toward these rare nodes and magic nodes? Do you want to dig toward the legendary node? Do you want to dig toward the glyph socket, populate it with something, and then fulfill what it wants? It says right here, for every 5 strength purchased within range, you deal increased poison damage. That whole thing. You want to populate with that with strength. Sometimes it'll say something like, I'm not using any right now, but some glyphs give you bonuses to the surrounding rare nodes. So, yeah. I'm sure there's a set number. Whatever. I'm pretty sure with max 300 level, with level 300, you have enough points to activate all of the rare and magic nodes on all possible boards that you can attach. So you can attach 4 boards to the original board, you know. So you have enough to activate all that. So it's really good. And the glyphs. And of course, there is significance here. There's, you know, you don't want just any glyph. Some things work better than others, but I guess you could have anything if you really want to figure out how many possible. I wish I could think of a nice analogy. You know? Like, for example, imagine you had to roll a die, like it's a role-playing game, to determine how you eat the hamburger. Okay? If you get anywhere above a 6, then you eat the hamburger. Anywhere below a... Well, if you get anywhere above a 5, you've eaten the hamburger. But is it messy? Who knows? Anywhere below a 4, that means that you dropped the hamburger, or the bun fell off, or you missed your mouth completely. You know what I mean? It's a number, but it doesn't do anything. You're able to smell the ketchup. I can smell the ketchup. All right. This is just really an enjoyable build. Man, oh man. It kind of sucks that it exists. It's such an enjoyable thing. Just so much damage. It's hard to compete. 631 million damage. My other guy's barely making it. Barely making it. Oh gosh. But it took this guy a while to get to this point as well. As certain as the sun. Rose facial hair. Look at this part of the map. Wow, look all that dimensionality. What game is this? Diablo? In the summertime, in the summer doobie time. Doom Prophecy looks cool. I've never read Dune, never seen original Dune, and uh-oh. Woohoo! Rutabaga. That's what I'm talking about. Was there graphics update? I think there was at one point. But the graphics itself, apparently if you have a supercomputer, you can really go to town with these graphics here. Because I don't even have everything turned on. Wait a minute. I'm not using ambient occlusion. And I'm not doing ray tracing. I'm not doing ray tracing. That would probably look sick with ambient occlusion. Right? Because ambient occlusion, that makes it where light can shine through surfaces. So you have partial transparency. You know? Like the tip of a nose will look more filled with blood. And ears and so forth. And subsurface scattering concepts. Like that. Right? And you'll have like a bat wing will have some light shining through it. A little bit. And the water will look better. And so forth and so on. And then that mixed with ray tracing. Ray tracing is just the most amazing thing ever. I've been spoiled through Cyberpunk 2077. You know, back when I was able to pay for GeForce Now. You know what I mean? Back when I was able to pay for GeForce Now. And I was doing the Cyberpunk 2077 with the psycho level ray tracing, which was the better version of ray tracing, with path tracing. It probably wasn't really even translatable through the stream. Like my eyeball saw it. I don't know if you guys really could see it. It's a subtle difference in the lighting to make things look realistic. Probably second only to actually being in VR. So I'm about to make another character. And as for Dune, you know, I heard it's good. Something has been boring about it. I've never, I don't know, every time I try to go into it, it's just boring. And, let's see if I can find the Dune without crashing this. Don't you crash on me. I want to read to you the Dune book. I want to read to you the Dune book. Don't you crash on me. Oh, it's no longer available. Oh no. I'm looking for some free version of it. Alright, here we go. Dune by Frank Herbert. Copyright 1965. Book 1. Dune. The beginning is the time for taking the most delicate care that the balances are correct. This every sister of the Bene Gesserit knows to begin your study of the life of Muad'Dib. Then, take care that you first place him in his time. Born in the 57th year of the Padishah Emperor Saddam IV, and take the most special care that you locate Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis. I'm guessing that the movie starts off with that monologue and then it goes straight into that Arrakis and the camera pans out, you know? Do not be deceived by the fact that he was born on Caladan and lived his first 15 years there. Arrakis, the planet known as Dune, is forever his place. I can't read that. Bunch of made up words. Yes, I tried jumping down there. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm reading how it's written. It's not that bad. Sometimes something's kind of hard to read because it's a bunch of nonsense. You know? Who would like Game of Thrones? Not really. But still. Well, I bet you if Elden Ring was a book, it would be kind of hard to read. Because of how the time flows and how events happen over time and how there's sort of a cycling of the same things that happen with people with slightly different names. You have Godwyn and you have Godric, you know? And it's sort of like Saruman and Sauron reading Lord of the Rings. I was like, hold on a second. I remember when I was first reading Lord of the Rings, and I realized that Saruman and Sauron are two different people. After reading both their names for a while, they're both bad people. They're both dark wizards, sort of, and they're both doing bad things involving orcs. So hold on, so Saruman, he's already visiting. Okay, so Gandalf is visiting Saruman to go talk about some stuff. All right, he's already right in the heart of dark. No, he's just... Yes, Project Gutenberg is a great spot. I used to use Project Gutenberg back when I made those audiobooks with the like Hansel and Gretel and stuff like that. You can find any old book that is copyright free through Project Gutenberg. Highly recommend it. But I think Dune wouldn't be on there because it's too recent and it's like 1965. I was just hoping to find it through some other source, through the internet. I think it's too early, but all the old stuff is available on there. Like, even, you know, it's like 100 years, I think. Anything 100 years old, like War of the Worlds, you know? Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And Bram Stoker's Draculums. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. The hobbits? The hobbits? To Isengard. The hobbits? So, the whole point of this stream is to make new characters here, but I wanted to make sure I had some plants and everything first, which is why I'm doing this stuff out here in the field. And it's just so delightful playing with this class. It's like butter sauce, you know? Butter sauce. I'll spend 5 pages grabbing a tree and writing a poem. The Lord of the Rings is known for having a bunch of random songs thrown in. You know, the author likes his songs and he just wants to have a song. It's camp time, it's time for a song. You know? Camp time, song time. J.R.R.R.R. Martin. Okay, we're done here. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I think we're ready for the next transition here. The whole point of this stream is to get some stuff. I think I'll go ahead and stop. Barbarian, new. I already made the barbarian. I have to make a druid and or rogue. I made a barbarian, I made a sorcerer, and I made a necromancer. And I got them up to the end game, and then I backed out again. I'm just trying to get these guys established. You know, I'll be working on the druid and or the rogue. The neck rogue. My goodness. I shouldn't open that. Whatever. Whatever. And I should have saved the Opals. And I should have saved those containers. That's fine. Let's just get ready. I'm so organized here. I'm like so organized, you know? So you go back in the box, you go back in the box, you go back in the box, and that's it. Empty out everything else. So it was nice playing with you, buddy. You can go back in the box. All these boss parts. Tributes. And beautiful. Yeah. Bing boom bing boom bing boom bing boom. Boom bing boom bing boom bing boom bing. Keep crashing. They're all sharing the same armor. By root and stem, and branch, and tree, and leaf, and bark. What am I gonna do? What am I going to do? What am I gonna do? Maybe that volley thing, a bunch of... That's pretty... I'm looking at that video over there. Look at that little video down there. You see, my sorcerer has a bunch of companions, okay? That's the whole point of them. Companions and cold. For freezing. Okay? My Spiritborn you just saw, he's amazing. Super fast. Jumping around, grouping up, smashing, one-shotting things. Let's just not even consider him. Just really good. The Barbarian, I was trying to avoid leaping and everything. And I was using some hammer stuff and whatever, working with it. And then the Necromancer, I was working with curses and shadow. And the Malignant Miasma, with the area effect damage over time. And some overpowers thrown in. The rogue is so much like the Spiritborn. There's traps and so forth and so on. I think I'm gonna try to go for like ranged. Like super ranged. I'm attacking from way over here. Me, you know. That whole thing. I'm way over here now. I'm way across the map. I can try that. There's probably some bonuses for being really far away. Like as a joke. I'm way over here. That'd be kind of cool. At the very edge. I don't know how to clear a dungeon out in that aspect. I'd have to like run past everything and then shoot behind me, or shoot in front of me then run past everything. I don't know. We'll see. Try that. He has those crazy eyes. He has those crazy eyes. You know? I've been touched by the poison. Poison has gotten to me. The poison has reached me. The poison. Evening dust. Jeez. No eyebrows. They call me Mustache Jones. Jeez. You don't know where I've been. Mustache is really important. Well, we gotta go for the mohawk. You gotta go for the mohawk. The blight's got him. I am the crow. We don't believe in jewelry around these parts. We don't believe in jewelry around these parts. And the poison. Oh, well, I guess poison. That's my shooting arm. What is this? Tattoos? We don't believe in tattoos. We don't believe in them. Right on your face. Right on your face. This is not my blood. Not my blood. Not my blood. Hope I don't crash. Alright, we're starting off on... Oh boy. In the week before their departure to Arrakis, when all the final scurrying about had reached a nearly unbearable frenzy, an old crone came to visit the mother of the boy, Paul. It was a warm night in Castle Caladan. The flims and flams were stirring. Alright, step one. Gotta change the look. What have we got? Do 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 do. Do 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 with a diddly dum. I'm a swashbuckler. Trying to buckle some swashes. Do 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 with a diddly dum. Hello. Oops. Oh, where's my, well, my necromancer has a peg leg. Okay. This guy doesn't get a peg leg. You don't get a peg leg, I'm sorry. Maybe I do. As cool as it looks. My necromancer has a peg leg. Those boots are too heavy for the flipping this guy's gonna be doing. Gonna be agile. Agile. Cloth boots. Yep. Yep. And then for the bow, what do we have? Big old ridiculous shiny bow. Ooh, Look, it's too heavy. Too heavy. Too shiny, you know? Will give away my position. Daggers. Curvy daggers. I had that knife in Elden Ring. Whoa, there's coins on it. I like that one. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to put anything on the back. Okay. Nothing. Maybe it'll be able to buy something. In the store. Maybe.
Salutations, one. Come and don the mantle of history's champions.
Maybe. A hunter's bundle. Yeah. See? No, what are you doing? Why would you... Why? By my blood, I swear it. I swear it to be true.
Powerful calling.
What in the world? That's the coolest thing ever. Jeez. Oh, man. I am the black smoke. I am the black smoke. I have been around these parts. Yeah, I wanted this all of a sudden. Suddenly I wanted this. That helmet's awesome. But
It stirs you, yes?
nope, not doing it. No matter how cool it is. I don't care how cool it is. What in the world's happening here? I am the churning earth. Only I was a rich man. Let's hope this rogue isn't just dog water. Hope this rogue isn't just garbage. You know what I mean? Hope I don't crash right. If I do crash, I'll be right back. Okay. I very likely might crash. We'll find out. Be right back. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Okay. Here we are. With a rogue. 1. Abilities. Oh. I know what I want. Makes them vulnerable. Let's see here. Fire Seeker. Increases the critical strike damage. 15%. Ricochets. Puncture. No, I want to be ranged. So we're doing ranged. A powerful arrow. Critical strike chance. Pierces. Knocks back enemies. Do that one. Knock them back. And then I want to go ranged. Penetrating shot. Shoots them all. And a pierce. Okay. And I can shoot a second time. Penetrating shot. Rapid fire. We all know rapid fire. We all know rapid fire. We all know rapid fire. When it hits a vulnerable... Let's see if I can make them vulnerable. It's really important. Every third hit makes them vulnerable. Okay, and then... If I hit a vulnerable enemy, I can shoot further. Or, sorry, faster. Maybe barrage. Barrage spreads. The ricochet chances increase for arrows that damage a vulnerable enemy. Yeah, and it makes them vulnerable. Maybe that instead. Let's try that. Try barrage. And caltrops, because I want to get away from the enemy. Leap backwards and throw caltrops. Enemies and caltrops take increased damage from me. And I don't want to chill them. I have increased critical strike chance against enemies in caltrops. And double if they're vulnerable. Kill enemies? Nah. Not stabbing. Dash? No, we're not dashing. Dance of knives. Caltrops. Right there. Then go one right here. Now concealment. Yep. Concealment, smoke grenade. Stealth. Or smoke grenade. Hitting an enemy with smoke grenades reduces its cooldown. Dazes them. Poison damage. Dark Shroud. Poison Trap. Oh, concealment. Movement speed. Fail Shame. Go with this. Second. And let me quickly knock this out. Get the mount going. I'll give myself a title. I just made this character right now. Old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. Do 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 do. We also have this. Okay, and now I go straight down to Zarbinzut. This is how... Hey there, Usman. This is how we handle a new character. I'm not fully prepared because I was doing some farming, but I feel like you have to do a bunch of hours of farming in preparation. Make sure you have a ton of the Obducite. I have enough money, you see. I'm not full on Opals, but I have a bunch of everything else. You know, 10,000 Obducite. Hi there, friendo. What's going on? Black ichor, thick as mud, seeps from the earth. No way. Show me what I need to do. Okay, our goal is to do the Realmwaker. But between A and B, let me quickly, oh, where are we? Knock out the Helltide. Until the, Realmwaker begins. And once I'm level 10 or something and have a full set of gear, or once I'm level 10, I'll make sure I have a full set of rare gear, at least. And then turn that into legendary gear. Oh. A weird one. I might do barrage instead. Caltrops. There it goes. Wrong direction. Let me try something out here. Boy. Let's swap this out. Let's swap this out really quick. And I have to get my companion. Okay. Alrighty then. I'm now level 5. I want to change something. Give me 1 second. Let me go forward into the cellar. That's a great spot. I don't like how that mount looks or how I look. Yeah. Okay, let's just swap this out. Let's try a Heartseeker. Because it pierces and has a chance to fire for free after hit a boss. And if it hits 3 enemies, have increased critical strike chance. And it knocks down elites. Try it out. And it has to have all the damage to make it worth it. And then over here, oh boy, what do we have? Energy when I enter concealment, and then movement speed bonus even higher. Alright, let's get that really quick. Alright, moving on. will go, go, go. So slow. Yep, we're getting anything. Anything is an upgrade. At this point, everything and anything is a complete upgrade. I also have to assign my little pet, but I'll do that once I'm done here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Think I'm a little rogue. Oh boy. Pretty rough right now. Pretty rough right now. I think I'll try rapid fire. I was just trying out this attack. Oh boy. You'll get better, I promise. It'll get better. Oh boy. Take that, individual targets. Whoa. Whoa. I don't think I can kill this lady. Run away. This lady. Yeah. Surprised there aren't more people here. Okay, let's go this way. It might be good if I'm stronger. We'll see. Once I'm level 10, I'll head to town. Once I'm level 10. Ooh-wee. It is. Yep. Over here. Yep. Oh, we gotta work for it, you know? We gotta work for it. Alright, so now I gotta head back to town. Now I gotta head back to town. I would like to open up one box, though. I'm about to get myself a whole new set of gear and become really powerful all of a sudden. Okay. Oh boy. Random Hydra. Woo-wee. Oh, this is just taking a while because I'm weak. And they're not. Slightly stronger. Probably close damage, huh? No, critical strike damage. Alright, let me go around. That's when I open up one box, okay? The benefit here is that it gets the whole row. I'm gonna shoot the ones that are getting close. Golly. Golly, I tell you what. I tell you what. Well, the Helltide's over. Great. Anyways. I'm about to get way stronger in just a second, okay? Alright, let me just teleport down here. Let's see here. About to spend some Opals. Here we go. Do upgrade my health potion. And what else do we have? Human, shadow, cold, poison. Guess I do cold. I don't want to shadow. I'm already doing shadow. And that's my damage every time anyways. So, shadow, shadow, shadow. Is shadow damage over time or just shadow damage? I'll try shadow damage. Just plain old shadow damage. Not over time. Yep, gain energy. Sure, and it has a chance to stun. Yep. Primary explosion makes enemies vulnerable. Sure. Sure. Enemies infected by shadow imbuement take 12% increased non-physical damage. Cooldowns. Poison. Freeze. More damage to crowd control. Let's do the cold. Imbue your weapon. Cold skill. To gain the chill effect. Fine, I'll add 1 point over here. Then there, caltrops. Let's try this other one. Okay, I gain energy per caster rapid fire when it attacks a vulnerable enemy, or it ricochets. You know what? I think I'll try Barrage. I think the answer is going to be Barrage. Yep, and then have it. Go to town on him. That'll work. One more point with the forceful arrow. I think I'll do Heartseeker. Maybe. Critical hit chance. And it ricochets? Sure. Both those shots will ricochet. Okay, so now Heartseeker and then penetrating shot. Cool. Cold and cold caltrop. Maybe. Concealment, maybe. Smoke grenade. Grenade. Mobility trap. Oh, enemies hit by smoke grenade are they take increased damage. Anyways, keep on going. I now have to spend some Opals. Alright, so cap.
Not bad, but you could do much better. Well, it's
Alright, so I'm just gonna go for anything. So evade freezes close enemies. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's go for the pants.
that's just I do so love to see a customer
Dodge chance. I can re-roll something there. I'll re-roll it.
Oh, such a shame. You won't wear it proudly, dear.
And attacks reduce, evades cooldown. Anything else?
Wear it proudly, dear.
This is better for the movement speed, thank you. Gloves.
I do so love to see a customer satisfied.
Yep, and then the cap.
Oh, such a shame. My. Now that is sure
There it
to
is.
get some compliments.
Now for the bow.
Wear it proudly, dear.
The bow is for critical strike damage, and the
You won't
crossbow
find
is
another
for
one
vulnerable
falls
damage.
so easily.
Here it is, flurry, whatever. Alright, and then the dagger. Sword. This is a sword.
I do so
Dagger.
love to see a customer satisfied.
Nope, you want
Now that
swords.
just won't do. Here, try another.
Sword.
Now that just Now that is sure to catch some
Alright.
compliments.
This is going to last me till the next
You
upgrade
got
cycle.
them.
Done. Now let's do some fine tuning. Alright, so I just gave myself a full set of random gear. Then tune it. We got dexterity, life per second, energy per second, life per second. Let's go for cooldown reduction. I can't click on anything. And those options aren't even all that great. Doesn't matter. Max resource, why not? Next. Max life. No. I guess it's max life then, huh? Go for energy per second. Cool. Next. Dexterity, chance to heal, that's fine. It's all low level right now. Dash chance. Rid of that. Dexterity, good. And boots. That's all fine. Bow. Energy on kill. Chance to heal. 9% damage, good. And then the dagger. Life. Well, what are the options here? Nothing. That's fine. Okay. And now, we temper.
Come in, I don't bite. Not like I used to.
Temper. Go for worldly defense, doesn't really matter. Big old chunk of life. Then fortune, random, thorns, crowd control duration, whatever. Yeah, go for random. Awesome. Next. There's not much going on here. Thorns. Any amount of thorns right now is very powerful. Very powerful. Life, good. Next. Love. Offensive. Raw damage. Damage to crowd control enemies. Sure. For thorns. Crowd control duration. Fine. Next. Thorns. Pure regeneration I don't want. Thorns and total armor 15%. Awesome. Now for the boots again. Mobility, I want some raw movement speed. Mobility cooldown or evade cooldown reduction. Okay. And thorns. Crowd control duration. Next. Raw damage. A big chunk of damage to crowd controlled enemies. Sure. Okay, and then random damage. 34%. And again. Gotta go for vulnerable damage. Critical strike damage is fine. Awesome. Now we add a socket. First, do some fine tuning. Armor, damage reduction, whatever. Ability. Enemies are pulled in every 2 seconds. Oh. Increase crowd control duration, and enemies that are not crowd controlled take more damage. And there's 5 close enemies, stun them. Right now, anything is good. Whoa, arrow storms. Marksman and cutthroat skills have a chance to create an arrow storm at the target location. What? Oh my gosh. Marksman. Ooh. Arrow storm. Awesome. Do it now. And what else? And grenades are traps. Whenever I arm a trap or drop grenades, gain movement speed. And for the crowd control to spread, maybe. Do that one. And for that crowd control to spread. And what do we have? Cooldown reduction. No. Mobility. Movement speed. Wow, unstoppable. With the Ghost Walker. Flurry, we're not doing flurry. Vengeful. Ah, damaging a vulnerable enemy has a chance to create an arrow storm at the enemy's location. Arrow storms do all kinds of stuff. Yes, there's a bunch of stuff that works with arrow storm apparently. And penetrating shot, which I'm using. It splits into 2 more arrows. Yay. And what else? When a dark shroud shadow is removed, it triggers an explosion that deals shadow damage. Aspect of the moonrise. For attack speed. Alright, now I'm way stronger than before. This masterwork.
You look like you've seen battle. Sturdy and valiant. Down by the knees.
Each of these things. Costing a certain amount. Right there. This is going to make me way stronger than what I just was a second ago, and I can increase the difficulty. The goal is just to make it to level 10, which takes no time at all. And then I give myself a full set of gear besides the jewelry. Alright, speaking of jewelry, let's go over here and add some sockets. I could add the runes.
Timeless.
Alright, dexterity. Go for basic attack damage. Right here. And I'm gonna add a bunch of diamonds. No, sorry, emeralds in my gear. 1, 5. No, 3. And then I'll put a rune in my weapon.
Bring a challenge next time, won't you?
So now, do we know what I want? Gain movement speed. Every time something happens. Okay, if I spend... Alright, cool. If I spend 50% of my maximum resource, I'll gain movement speed. Why not? For now. Stun grenades. Whenever. Oh, I don't want them pulled in toward me. Earth and bulwark. Let's do that. For a barrier. And that's going to be based upon what? What? whenever I stand still for how long? 3.6 seconds. It then lasts for 3 more seconds. Alright, cool. Let's do that. For now. Let's see, that's way stronger. Let's go check out the Alchemist for a second. One more time. It was not ready yet. Alright. I'm gonna drink attack speed thing. And give myself the equipment opal. And then one more time with the wardrobe. Trying to find some good gear here. Try to look a bit sneakier. That's a little bit better. Which one is it? That one? But you don't really want to be gray. Fine. And then my mount over here. I don't like how that thing looks. Flopping out. Now armor. There's something a bit more roguelike. Roguelike. And as for the horse itself, I know I'm coming. Spectral charger. Match. Fire footsteps. Alright, let's go for the spider webs. Spider webs, you know. That's pretty good. Nice and dark. This one or... And for the trophy... Sure. Demon's head in the... Alright, so now we're ready for the next phase of gameplay. What do you say? Got my rogue here. We're gonna work our way forward now and do some fine tuning and get him up to level 35 or so. Or just stop right here and make the Druid. This guy's good to go. Sort of. You know? Alrighty, let's go get that Druid ready. What do you say? What do you say? I'll be right back. Will it crash? That is the question. Give it 10 seconds. And go. Give myself a title. Title will be there. Here we go. Let's see here. Incarnate. Whatever. Marksman. Marksman. Yep. Marksman. And I'm going to be ranged and so forth. Pick Marksman. Alright, here we go. Looking for a Realmwaker, we're looking for Real Whispers, anything. Oh boy. In fact, well, I think a dungeon might be good. Like a nightmare dungeon. But the Tree of Whispers pretty awesome. Oh, a few more things. Let me head to the den. I have to get my companions, and I have to have my dog. Dog.
Why are you here? You can't trust demons, not even a half-human one.
All right. 15.
One on the inside, like you humans do.
Shut up. You?
Old Variana will do you right.
He smashes around and... Well, maybe this guy over here. Yeah. This guy.
Shield is yours.
Taunts? Do you have a taunt? Yes, he has a taunt. I want him to taunt. Want him to taunt. And more damage to those enemies, I will shoot them. The one and then the... For now. And the reinforcement.
Others to stand with us.
Knocking back enemies, sure, let's go do it. And I have to make sure it's set for whenever I do something. Whenever I... do cantering concealment. So now, there's no wardrobe in here. Head back to some other town and get my dog. Or Balto cat. Dog thing. Get my dog. Yeah. Okay. And now everything's good to go. I got my dog. I got my companions. I'm not using Subo as the primary. And the other guy for knockback and taunting. And I should level up really quickly. Vulnerable enemy, unstoppable. Crowd control. Arrow storm. Chance to stun. Alright, I was just trying to read what my skills were all about. I'm gonna focus on the Tree of Whispers. Sweet. A Heart Seeker. Alright. That's good for firing off the edge of the screen there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. About 48. All these items are going to be broken down. Pretty good. Ritual. Alright. Not today. Okay. And what do we got? What do we have? This penetrating shot needs to have more action. So slow all enemies hit. Yeah. When cast at full energy. Alright. Alright, cool. Plants and let's make sure to use these buffs. Got the equipment thing going. Up and around the corner. I see you. Yes. Even more. Make sure to get this stuff going. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Very nice. This whole area. We're just refining the weasel. Again. The point goes somewhere. Get this arrow storm. All these skills that have arrow storm. I like the arrow storm. I like the arrow storm. Alright. All done. Now let's go deposit the flim flam. Got him. Now looking for a body. Fast track into freedom. Looking. Okay, now the rogue mission is ready. Specialization. Have to do a class quest. Now the Tree of Whispers. And then the class quest. See, it's all pretty quick. Do a bunch of nonsense until level 10, which happens pretty quickly. Get a full set of gear from the Purveyor, legendary, and then re-roll it, and temper it, and masterwork it, add sockets, get the gem in it, you know? Get any sort of combination of anything, and then get back out there, you're way more powerful. Then do the Tree of Whispers one rotation, like this. It gives you a bunch of XP. And break everything down.
I can break that down.
And now that that's done, do the Tree of Whispers. Again. And category, what do we have? Oh boy. Shadow Clone, maybe? Rain of Arrows, maybe. Shadow Clone mimics my actions. I gain stealth and unstoppable, 1 minute cooldown. Death Trap. Rose. Knocks them all down. Just like that. Here we go. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yes, sir. Right there. You can go really fast. Welcome to the Helltide. Bada boom. Nice resounding bow sound. There it is, right there. Very nice. It'll be good. Before you know it. Yes. You can't get me. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. I've leveled up for the Zakaroon. Like that pincushion action. Not today. Oh yeah. Again. Bad guys. Yay. We are calling the demons. And this is where we hang out. Hello. I'm gonna do this for a second. This apparently has a chance to cast a free arrow storm. But it apparently does have. Wow.
Hello. Greetings. Greetings. Hello.
Hello. Get it.
I appreciate it.
Yay. I am invisible. Watch out. I'm way over here. What I was saying.
Thanks.
And then again. You see? Alright, I'm gonna put more points into... Oh yeah. A whole minute. At level 35, everything changes, you know. Level 20. So I think this is where I'll be stopping. But then make the Druid. I'm gonna try him out for a second. Oh yeah. All the way down. That is the point. Alright, so I'm just going to open up some boxes now. Box number 1, and then box number 2. And then I do the Druid, and then I go... They are infuriated. Yeah. Now for one more box.
What is this?
What is this? Go around and hunt its enemies down. Boo. Bada boom. Not a waste. Oh boy. We gotta slay all the enemies. 8,000 damage. Congratulations. Well, that's done. That's fun to open up this box for the Tree of Whispers. Yeah. And then, almost done here. Come on. All these levels up. Another penetrating shot and this thing. I'm done now. Oh. I'm done now. Okay. Head back home. I'll be working on that guy. It's all good to go. It's going to empty out his pockets. Level 20 here. Break down everything. Empty out all my pockets. Put away the... Getting pretty tired though. Now.
Ah, yes. You seek power.
All done. That guy's done. Yeah. Now it's time for the Druid, maybe. Or I'm done. One of the two. You know what? If I do a Druid next time, I'll be able to start with a Druid. Yeah. I'll just start with a Druid next time. Next stream. Getting kind of tired. And I won't be able to really do what I have to do. It'll be cool. Whatever I end up doing. Who knows? Thank you for watching. I got a lot done. 284 or something. Right? Yep, still 284. How it is. How it is, you know? And goodbye, everybody. Like and subscribe.